Hi everyone, welcome to this new session of CFA Level 2. Today we'll be starting with the second reading of fixed income, which is talking about arbitrage-free valuation framework. Now, don't let the name confuse you. This reading is totally focused on just one valuation technique, which is the binomial method. So at level 1, you did the valuation of bonds. At level 2, also in the first reading, we did the valuation of bonds using spot rates. At level 1, you did using yields. This is the third method. Now, as such, let me be very clear outright. As we discussed in the first reading itself, the best, most suited valuation method or the best way to discount the future cash flows when we are concerned with bonds is the spot rates. Here also, spot rates is still the better choice. But we are not just going to be concerned with bonds at level 2. At level 2, we don't just deal with vanilla bonds like we did in level 1. We would also be dealing with bonds with options, callable bonds, puttable bonds, how to do valuation of those, which is the focus of upcoming readings. So this chapter introduces you to the idea of binomial model so that you can use that binomial model when you have to deal with bonds with embedded options. So as such, if you just have a plain vanilla bond, spot rates is still the ideal choice. This is just introducing you to a binomial method so that when you deal with bonds with options, you can use it. So let's start with the introduction part. Now, specifically for this chapter, the introduction is just talking about what arbitrage is. Because effectively, the way binomial model works, it's based on the assumptions that arbitrage is not possible. So the entire binomial model is going to be constructed on the basis of some assumptions which together lead to a sort of market where arbitrage is not really possible. That's why we call it arbitrage free valuation framework. Now, arbitrage, you've covered it a lot of times at level 1. Arbitrage is basically the mispricing that happens in case of securities. It could be geographical in nature, it could be due to time related factors. So the best example is, let's say you have apples. Apples are selling in one city for 50 rupees a kg, and in another city the same apples are selling for 70 rupees a kg. There is a mispricing, so you would buy from where the apples are cheap and go and sell it to where it is more expensive. That is the basic sort of exploitation of an arbitrage opportunity. Now, in the markets, arbitrage can happen in two sort of scenarios. One is due to some additivity factors, which is basically a combination of securities. For example, I have three securities. If I combine A and B, they have same characteristics as C. Now, from portfolio management, the law of one price says that if two portfolios have exactly identical cash flows, exactly identical characteristics, their prices should also be same. But if on valuation, I end up concluding that a combination of A and B is not having the same price as C, that creates a mispricing, which I can exploit. So effectively, whenever we are dealing with a combination of securities which try to replicate something else, in those cases, exploiting the opportunities, that is known as some sort of additivity based arbitrage. And then you have a dominance based arbitrage. This is squarely between two securities where I have two securities, let's say A and B. Both have identical characteristics, but A is higher priced than B. In which case, the simple solution is that B is underpriced. You go and invest your money in B. So as such, dominance, additivity, both are different ways in which arbitrage opportunities can be exploited. Now, all of your examples at level 1 were mostly for additivity, whether it was cash and carry arbitrage in derivatives level 1, or even something like put call parity theory, which was also based on the idea that you had a combination of stock, bond, call, and put. So two portfolios with identical cash flows, and we started with the assumption that if the cash flows are identical, the price should be equal. So that put call parity theory equation is also based on the idea that additivity arbitrage would not be possible, which means there would always be equality between different portfolios if they have identical characteristics. So Just a basic idea of arbitrage and the two types of arbitrage. With that out of the way, let's start with the binomial, which is the core focus of this session. Now, I will not be taking this entire reading in the same sequence as CF Institute has in their readings. There is a very specific reason. I feel like if we start right away with constructing a binomial, it's going to get you guys a little more familiar with the topic, because if I start discussing some of the technicalities, a lot of people might get confused. But you've already done binomial at level 1 derivatives, so you have a little idea with the diagram structure. The diagram structure, if I'm not wrong, feels a little more familiar. So we'll start right with that. Let's move to the discussion of binomials.